So in the letter of Paul that we heard today to the church in Corinth, I detect in his letter maybe a little sadness, uneasiness. Sometimes we detect in Paul, even though he says not to be boastful, he's pretty boastful on some of this stuff. But today I sort of get, I don't know what else to do. He's writing to a church that is, in one sense, is dying. And it's dying because it is bringing the world's values into the church. Not because there's no congregation. It's dying because the world has infiltrated, the values of the world has infiltrated the church. In status, there's an argument like, do we really have to sit with them? And that's why, he starts out, and it's got, the eating food that's been given to idols and all that, but it's really about the injustice that the world brings in, the lack of mercy that the world can bring in, and the hate that the world can bring in. And that's what Paul is talking about, the foolishness of the cross. To those who are perishing, the cross is foolishness. But to those being saved, it's wonderful. Foolishness, in the Greek word that we translated into foolishness, is actually more closely related to moron. But I guess that didn't sound quite right. Call people morons. That's left up to sarcastic people like myself, especially when I'm talking about politicians. But whatever. So, lots of politicians, not just one, a lot, many. Okay. So, the foolishness of the cross. What's Paul mean by that? The cross is a scandal. Jesus was killed, crucified on the cross. What kind of Messiah is that you're looking for? And that's what the people in Corinth are hearing. And there's these super apostles that are going around that are bringing the world's wisdom into diminishing the good news of Christ with the world's wisdom. And that they're the wise ones. That's what Paul's referring to. The wise ones. Wise doesn't mean educated. I know lots of people that are wise that don't have any education. And I know many people that are educated that are wise. Now, when I was a lad several years ago, there were ministers, preachers that preached against getting educated because they misinterpreted this Paul and being wise. You don't want to be educated. That's not what it means. Being wise is a way we navigate through life. Does that sort of make sense? And God calls us to have mercy, to be just, and not to hate, which is totally different from what the world wants us to do. God's love is free. The world's love costs them money. That shampoo that they're always trying to get me to buy. And we'll take a lot of money for that shampoo. But I will look like that guy washing his hair with that shampoo. That shampoo costs some money. That car that the world wants me to drive because I will be loved. I will be loved. Have all these people swarming around me if I just had the right car. Or lived in the right neighborhood. Had the right zip code. That's That's what the world promises. A salvation that isn't. It is not salvation. And God uses, and we hear from Paul, the weak, that thing that's been tossed aside as failure. God uses that to bring us salvation. So I feel Paul's a little bit of angst in Paul talking to this church in Corinth and trying to get them to understand that you can't really get to the cross by using anything other than your heart. To see what needs to be done around us and doing. I bring up the Good Samaritan parable all the time because I think it's something that we can all relate to. We see something that needs to be done, and we do it. It takes us out of our routine. It takes us out of our comfort zone. And that is where we encounter the holy. And can it be scary? You better believe it. Can it be life-giving? Always. Amen.
Amen.